Hey, it's Jordan, and this occurrence. And for this video, I wanted to do the gender tag. If you haven't heard of the gender tag, it was a project started by Ashley Wild to get more conversation started about different people's genders and identities and expressions and all that. If you would like to watch her original video about the gender tag and her own answering of questions for her tag, I'll leave a link to the description below. Right now, I'm just gonna do the thing. Yeah. Question 1. How do you self-identify your gender, and what does that definition mean to you? I identify my gender as just non-binary. I don't really use any other terms other than non-binary. There's not really anything I've found that helps describe my gender to me. What that means to me is that I don't feel either male or female. But I don't feel removed from the concept of gender. I definitely have a gender, but it's not one of the binaries. It's very outside of the gender binary. Question 2. Okay. Question 2. What pronouns honor you? I use they, them pronouns. When I was younger, like last year, I used he, she, and they, but I found that he and she pull too many connotations to a binary gender, and I don't really want to be attached to any binary genders at all. Question 3. Describe the style of clothing you most often wear. I tend to go with a very androgynous style. I wear a lot of bootcut jeans from both the women's and the men's department, and a lot of t-shirts like this one. Very like I unisex shirts with simple collars. If I go outside that style at all, I do like to wear like circle skirts, which are really cute. Some sweaters sometimes. I love wearing suits and waistcoats, but normally when I'm just excuse me. Normally when it's just a simple outfit for the day, I wear t-shirts and jeans, and I wear them with like combat boots or Converse. Very simple, laid back style. I just dress androgynously. Question 4. Talk about your choices with body hair. How do you style your hair? Do you have facial hair? What do you choose to shave or choose not to shave? So when it comes to body hair, I have very short hair, and it's also very, very thin. And so when I style it, it's basically just like this. I just brush it over every day, pat down the awkward extra bits. I have like a couple of cowlicks that stick up all over the place, and it just basically looks like this. Don't really style it much any other way. I have flipped it over a couple times, but that doesn't always work very well. When it comes to shaving, I don't have facial hair. If I did, it would totally grow a wicked beard. But I don't really care for shaving that much. I generally don't shave, but when I do, well, okay, I don't shave except for I shave my armpits just because I like the feeling of smooth underarms. And as I've mentioned before, I'm a competitive swimmer, and I've shaved my bikini line because I don't like the way that it looks if I have hair sticking outside of my swimsuit, but I don't shave my arms or my legs or anything. I basically just let my body do whatever. Question 5. Talk about cosmetics. Do you choose to wear makeup? Do you paint your nails? What types of soaps and perfumes do you use, if any? I love wearing makeup sometimes. Normally I don't, because I just want to get out the door quickly. I get dressed very quickly in the morning, but I don't always want to deal with putting on makeup, except for maybe like some mascara or some lipstick, because I really love lipstick. But I'm not opposed to the idea of makeup. I love playing around with it, and I think it's a fun thing to do. I do not paint my nails, however. I hate the feeling of painted nails for some reason. I just can't stand it. It makes me feel like I constantly have dirt under my fingernails, and just when it flakes off, it looks so nasty to me. I have a friend who gets her nails done like once every 2 weeks, and she one time took me to get my nails done at a salon, and I still can't get the nail polish to come off, and it's driving me nuts. I hate painting my nails so much. I just can't stand it. As for shampoo, and stuff like that, I just use like Suave shampoo. I don't really use like the specific men or women stuff. I just kind of use what's in my shower. I use shampoos with mint in them. It's basically what I go for. As for like deodorants and perfumes and stuff, I use Old Spice because I love the smell of Old Spice, and I think I've used women's deodorants before, and I never liked those. They just didn't seem to like stay out throughout the day, so I just use Old Spice for stuff like that. Question 6. Have you experienced being misgendered? If so, how often? I am misgendered on a minute basis. I don't think I have a very feminine presence because I have a very, very masculine build. And I often bind my chest and all that, but I still get mistaken for a girl a lot. I think it's just because everyone thought I was a girl for the longest time. And before I started coming out to people, and I tell people my pronouns, and people don't use my pronouns, and people refer to me as a girl, and I just kind of sit there and go, they, not a girl. I've upset some teachers by saying they should call me they. I am misgendered all the time. Occasionally I get called a boy, which is a different end of being misgendered. But I just find that funny when I'm with my family because my parents are okay with it. They don't call me anything I want to be called, but they are fine. But sometimes when I'm out in public, people call me sir or mister, and I just think, I prefer not to be called a boy, but I find it enjoyable. I'm with my parents and they just give me a talk about how non-binary isn't real, and then I get called a boy, and I'm just like... Question 7. Do you experience dysphoria? How does that affect you? I don't experience body dysphoria that much, because when I was growing up, I had a hard time just accepting myself and how I looked, and I eventually came to terms with how I looked, and I very much enjoy my body. That sounded weird. I very much enjoy how I look and my body looks. So I don't really experience much body dysphoria, not even with like my feminine attributes. My very feminine attributes. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I experience more social dysphoria because I get misgendered so often, and it just seems so hard to get people to understand that I'm not a girl and that I'm not a boy either. And I just experience a lot of social dysphoria with getting called the wrong name and the wrong pronouns, and going to church and getting told that my existence is a sin. That's fun. Yeah. So I generally try not to let it get to me, but sometimes I just get really down and I just get upset. It's just, it's a thing that happens. It doesn't affect me too badly that much because I have a good group of friends that respect my pronouns and my name, and they're all very, very good about that. So I normally just turn to them when I have issues with social dysphoria. Question 8. Talk about children. Are you interested in having children? Would you want to carry a child if that were an option for you? Do you want to be the primary caretaker for any children you may have? This is a loaded question. Okay. I have always wanted like 10 kids because I come from a very big family. I have like 5 siblings and I love it. I love having so many siblings. My date mate only wanted like 2 kids when we started talking about this, which I understand we're very young for this, but I don't know. We were just talking about it one time. They said they only wanted 2 kids, and so we compromised on like 4, which is a big step down from the original 10. I'm very interested in having children, and I would definitely, I'm pretty sure I would want to carry a child. I've always thought that I would be the one to carry a child, and I've never had an issue thinking about that. I figured I was born with a uterus. I might as well utilize it. Okay. As for taking care of children, I am of the opinion that it should be shared amongst partners. I wouldn't want to have more invested in my child than my partner does, or them have more invested in a child than I do, because I believe that having very healthy relationships with both your parents, if you have 2 parents, is a vital part of growing up with 2 parents. So I would want to have very even coverage of taking care of the children. Okay. Question 9. Talk about money. Is it important to you to provide for a family financially if you're... Is it important to you to provide for a family financially if you choose to have one? Is it important to you that you earn money? Is it important to you that you earn more money than your partner? Do you prefer to pay for things like dates? Are you uncomfortable when other pays for you or to offer to pay for you? I can't talk. I just like everything to be equal amongst people. So I would like to provide for my family, but just because I like taking care of people, it's not like a complex or anything. If my partner makes more money than me, I'd be fine with that. I'd be happy for them for having a successful career. I would just want to be able to provide for my family in any way I can. Not necessarily financially, but just as a caring, supporting parent. As for, I do like to pay for stuff because I like taking care of people. I have like a lot of parental instincts, I guess you could say. I get called the mom friend a lot, and I'm also like the dad friend, just the parent friend. I get uncomfortable when people pay for me just because I don't like feeling like I take advantage of people, and even if they offer to pay for me, it feels very uncomfortable because I don't like the idea of someone, like, I don't like the idea of me feeling like I asked them to pay for me for something and that, like, I'm taking advantage of them having money. But it's not like I feel the need to pay for everything all the time. Question 10. Anything you want to share about your experience of gender? No matter what anyone tells you, your gender is valid. I get told my gender is invalid all the time by so many people, and it's so stressful having to know with myself that I am valid because I know that I am. And also, just another thing I've experienced with being a transgender person is that you have to explain a lot to people, which I don't mind because I enjoy educating people and I enjoy explaining things and I enjoy talking about myself. But I often have to explain what non-binary means and how I chose my name and why I use neutral pronouns and a multitude of things and how it affects me in society. Like I said, I've been interviewed like 3 times for our yearbook and newspaper, and they all ask like the same questions. But it's fun. I enjoy explaining to people, and I like educating people because I like having this be spread and having people know about it, because the more people know, the more likely they are to accept you. And another experience I have with gender is just a small thing. So I've mentioned in our past videos that in my group of friends, there's like 6 of us, and 5 of us are queer, and of those 5 of us, and 4 of us are trans. And of those 4, it's me, my date mate Jay, my friend Levi, and my friend Petra. And Jay and I are dating, and Levi and Petra are dating. So all the trans people in my circle of friends are dating. I just think that's very funny. That is what I have to say for this video. Like I said, if you would like to learn more about the gender tag and the gender project that Ashley Wild started, I'll be leaving a link to her first video about it in the description. And I hope that you learned at least a little, gosh. And I'll be seeing you in the next video.